local politics
is fun.
is so much more fun than national politics. If you've never worked on a campaign, please go work on a campaign. It is just so much fun. I mean, like
The drama, the lore.
oh my gosh, it's so funny. Like just to watch people take themselves so seriously is the most entertaining thing ever. I love it. It's so much fun.
So we have
There was
something from our local, we'll let you into our lives a little bit.
in Massachusetts.
So we were supporting Carrie McRae for state senate. Great patriot. There's another Republican that won that beat her by 39 votes.
39 votes. Let's just
That was so much fun. But that was just to be a part of that.
yeah.
And it's not over yet technically because she's suing them in the courts. I think I'm allowed to say that. Yes. And we'll see.
Are
Who
we allowed
knows?
to say that?
I don't know. We'll ask. Anyway, maybe we'll cut that out. Anyway, 39 votes. She's challenged it, and there was a recount. They came up with 39 votes. There's more information on that coming out without saying too much.
Yep.
However, let's get rid of that because we are going to vote for either R that comes up. If you're in the Plymouth and Barnstable district and you're watching this, vote.
Please
Vote. I don't care if you're in Massachusetts, vote. Okay? Thank you.
vote.
And here's why. We're going to show you why you need to vote right now. Because if you don't vote, and you're in the Plymouth and Barnstable district, which is Kingston down to Falmouth, Mashpee's right in there too. If you're there, you have a brother on the Democratic Party, in the Democratic Party, by the name of Dylan Fernandes. The brother currently represents 4 precincts in Falmouth and Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. And if that doesn't tell you enough about him right now, then you are a lost cause. No. You should see that he is a radical liberal. He is not just somebody who's claiming, he's not even trying to be moderate. You know, usually in a campaign you go and you try to moderate your positions a little bit and be like, hey, you know, I'm definitely a Democrat, but I'm a moderate Democrat. I'm for all people. I'm for all people. But no, this brother came out. We'll show the picture right now.
I'll put it right here.
And let's look at this picture. So let's look. Let's zoom. Let's take a deep dive into this picture and see exactly what this man is proud of posting on his own social media page. This wasn't a leak. This wasn't a insider information. This was something that he posted on his Instagram, and I'm spitting because I'm so angry. Okay.
First, right in the back of the photo, you see Fernandes State Senate, reproductive something. The words get cut off. So right there, like this is an event. This is a Dylan Fernandes event. These young, lovely ladies that brother on the right, I think, is pretending to be a lady. I'm not exactly positive. So this is a Dylan Fernandes event. And there are quite a few interesting signs here. We have reproductive equity now.
Of
Abortion is healthcare. Stand with Planned Parenthood.
And I like the one in the back too. F abortion bans. Because obviously that's pertinent to Massachusetts. Because obviously people are trying to ban abortions in Massachusetts, right? Because obviously the Democrats have, a 3-1 advantage. 4-1 actually. 136 state reps to 20-something for Republicans. But they're worried about no, good. Focus on that in Massachusetts where you have 24 weeks to kill your baby. Also,
this is crazy. I didn't notice that before.
Notice the guy on the right. Notice the guy on the right. All the way to the right. He has a shirt that says, "How to Annoy Republicans." Okay? And it says, all right, this is good. I can't tell what the first couple say. Oh, use facts and logic. It looks like that's what that says. Praise Chief Justice Roberts. Is that what that says?
Possibly.
No. Chief Justice Ruth Gator Vins.
Probably.
Praise her, of course. Believe in science. Oh, I see. So Republicans don't believe in science, right? Because obviously science is saying that you can kill something that's alive and that is scientifically human. Because that's why that's science, logical, right?
That's why science needs God. Because science alone cannot define morality.
Right.
It only reflects its image. It only reflects its creator, who gave it morality.
And it only says about what is, not what ought to be. Because you can
spit it.
Oh, spit it. You want me to-
Amen.
Science can say that a baby in the womb is a life, but science cannot say that that life is valuable. Only God can do that. Let's keep going through this. This is a guy who's got a really, really, really good shirt.
What is it? Thank Aya Lands something. What is that?
Show Romney's tax return for whatever reason.
Oh.
Care about women's health issues because Republicans don't, because Republicans, they only care about the little women in the womb, right? Demand equal pay for women. Oh, so women don't have equal pay.
Maybe because their jobs have statistically less demand.
Should we do a video on do we need to do we don't need to go, we all know that the wage gap is a myth, right? Do we understand that or no? Do we still believe that?
Well, I think it's just a simple supply and demand problem.
Well, no, it's not. The wage gap
the jobs
is
that women predominantly, the industries that women predominantly occupy pay less because there's less demand for them. It's the classic argument of the men's soccer, U.S. men's soccer versus U.S. women's soccer. There's way more demand for U.S. men's soccer, so they get paid more. Way less demand for U.S. women's soccer, so they get paid less. Still get paid millions of dollars, but less.
Right. And women work less hours because they tend to be caretakers as God designed them to be. Things like that. They don't work as much overtime as men do.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works. So we're still on that, I guess. Then think for yourself. Because Democrats were notorious in 2020 for thinking for themselves. Right.
If I could think of one attribute of a Democrat, it's definitely self-autonomy.
Right. Bodily autonomy, right.
Bodily autonomy.
And then vote. They've got that one right, I guess.
Oh, and then you've got in the background, abortion rights equals... Whoa. Hold on. This is actually so deep on a really creepy level. Okay, there's an idea. So this sign says abortion rights equals trans rights equals human rights. There's an idea in the scriptures. Not an idea. Well, this is something that happened in the scriptures. A brother, Seth Gruber, pointed this out in a speech that I heard from him. Seth Gruber is an incredible pro-life activist. And he's a Christian, and he gave the biblical example of the story of Elijah. If you don't know it, it's in 1 Samuel. And basically,
one of the many things Elijah did.
One of the many based things Elijah did. It's the whole story about when God calls down fire from heaven and burns up the sacrifice that Elijah created, and then all of Elijah and their men go off. All of the priests and prophets of Baal and Astra. And these two false gods that Israel were worshiping under the direction of Queen Jezebel and King Ahab were Baal and Astra. And Baal was essentially the god of child sacrifice. Astra was essentially the god of, the way Seth Gruber puts it, is weird sex stuff. That's how he calls it. So it's the creepy trans stuff,
pedophilia,
all of that.
Ooh, we're getting creepy, controversial here. You can't say that on YouTube.
Seth Gruber pointed out that you know the downfall of a society is imminent when you have got child sacrifice and weird sex stuff combining and intermingling. Weird sex stuff leads to children being conceived, and then child sacrifice eliminates temporarily your responsibility for the consequences of your actions of that weird sex stuff. But by using child sacrifice, it then gives you the opportunity to do more weird sex stuff, and it's just a endless cycle of debauchery. So when you see a sign, abortion rights equals trans rights equals human rights. human rights. It is now a human right to murder an unborn child. It is a human right to cut off your own genitalia and identify as the opposite sex. If I were to list from 1 to 50 the issues that the people of Massachusetts cared about, abortion and transgender rights are probably close to the bottom of the list.
I would hope.
The average abortion might be closer to the top, but definitely trans rights closer to the bottom. Dylan Fernandes, a little piece of advice for you, my friend. If you want to win this incredibly conservative district, you might want to lie and just say just be moderate and, just go along to get along and be more conservative and not be so radical, and realize that the number one issue for this district in Massachusetts as a whole is the illegal alien crisis. That's our number one issue. And you're going around posting pictures with radical leftists. Because why? Well, you're a radical leftist. Okay.
Also, in that picture is a candidate for state representative for the lovely America's hometown of Plymouth. So let's just go back a little bit, maybe like 400 years. Let's go back like maybe 400 years.
Bradford would be so disappointed.
Imagine this, right? The Pilgrims walk off the Mayflower, they step on Plymouth Rock, and they declare, "We build this nation upon the right to have an abortion and the right to become a woman." Let's cross out the whole in the name of the advancement of the Christian religion. Let's ignore that. Let's close our eyes and forget that part of the Mayflower Compact and replace it with
we want to become women.
Yes. So that is what
Oh my gosh.
It seems, based off of this picture, that Michelle Badger wished happened in 1620. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to make a joke.
Oh my gosh, we can meme that so hard. Jesse Brown's got to turn that into a meme, like Michelle Badger planting her trans flag on the Plymouth Rock.
By the way, these comments are not endorsed by any candidate.
True.
Because we are very radical and crazy, and we don't care to say the things that politicians sometimes, maybe for the sake of tact, maybe you should not say. But we will say it. But if you're just here and you're looking at this and you're saying, okay, I'm from Plymouth. Maybe I'm not a Republican. Maybe I'm not for any restrictions on abortion. But you're sitting here and just think about this. Am I saying that unadulterated access to abortion is a good thing? Can anybody even say that? Wouldn't you like for there to be less abortions? Wouldn't any common person say that?
Isn't that the ideal? Yeah.
The ideal is that either people aren't getting pregnant in positions that they shouldn't be having a baby, or that they have things to go through or things to help them to be able to have a baby. I would be perfectly okay with all the money the government sends to Planned Parenthood from taking that away and giving that to women who are considering having an abortion and saying, you can take this money, we will help you pay for your diapers, raise your babies, pay for your stuff. I'd rather do that.
I don't agree with doing that. But
I'm not saying that's the role of government.
I could do that in a state level.
That's the role of the church, but I'm saying if we're going to have, let's do it. Why not? Isn't that common sense? Shouldn't that be common sense to help mothers? So this is a clear shift in gender affirming care, which is a misnomer because it's not affirming your gender. It's going against what God gave you for your gender. Also, gender is a myth, so gender is a fake made up word by the communists. And that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to make our campaign about we want more babies to die.
And we want to chop off more genitals. That's
Good.
That's
In America's hometown, right? The one where the Mayflower the people came and said that we're doing this for the advancement of the Christian religion and for religious liberty for all. Oh, that's the town we're going to do it in? Interesting to me. That's very interesting, and I pray to God that would not happen. And I would just beseech you, those that are watching this video, if you are in either of these districts, to please not vote for these people.
Yeah. And if you're a Republican and you don't like the Republican that is currently the nominee, I get it. I have problems with him too. But he is a million times better than Dylan Fernandes. And
Right. And if you're not in either of these districts, find out who your Democrat is that's running to represent your area. And I bet you might think that, they're just a moderate. You might find some really nasty things about them.
And you might deeper, reach out to them, ask them questions.
Yeah.
And if they avoid your tough questions, well, kind of gives you a hint on what they think.
Yeah. And let's not just act like a state representative is just a state representative. When a state representative gets voted into a specific area, that is a God-ordained position. Whether they be evil or whether they be good or whether they be in the middle. Evil rulers are judgment from God. So just think about that. What does that mean? Do I want my district, do I want the place that I live in to be under the judgment of God? Not only because it's a woman ruling it, but because it is somebody who supports.
Oh my gosh.
You can get mad at the Bible for that one. Right? I don't want my district to be represented by somebody who supports child sacrifice and who supports all these things. My district, the land cries out. The Bible says the land cries out when wicked is done. I don't want my land to be crying out.
Yeah.
I want my land to belong to God. And you can call that Christian nationalism or call this buzzword or whatever you want, but I want the people around me who are not Christian, I want them to be blessed as well. I don't want them to be poor. I don't want them to feel like they need to cut their balls off. I don't want them to feel like they need to abort their child. I don't want any of those things. Am I crazy? Oh, that's crazy to say in 2024, I guess, based off of the candidates that the Democrats have chosen to put up. That's all I've got on this issue. Let's just kind of, as a society, I would just really like it if we just,
killed less babies,
just
maybe.
Killed less babies and stopped cutting off children's genitals. Is that crazy? Am I the crazy one? I guess.